English stories. The Cruel King. A long time ago in a foreign land, there was a boy kid who was the son of a cruel king. This king was so horrible that he loved to box the poor boy's ears. He did nothing wrong. Well, he may have been carrying food from the closet, but only because the king would not let him eat. The king sees him stealing an apple from the closet and boxes his ears. The boy was nearly deaf. The king soon married a most gorgeous woman. Her name was Mary the Pure. This beautiful new woman truly loved the king, but shortly found out that the king hurts poor honest children. "The boy is almost deaf," she shouted at him. "He could be hurt. Why would you bushing your own son's ears? Do you have a right to be the king if you are so cruel?" The king was hurt. His name was Richard the Kind. Don't ask me how he earned that name, because when he survived a bit his mom's big toe. The king did not belong on the throne. He had an identical brother, and the king did. His name was Henry. He was the rightful king, but an accident was to come to him. At the time, they were identical princes, and they did get along. Their father told them that Henry was to become the successor to the throne. Richard did not like this at all. He conspired to kill his brother. He went to his room and started composing in his journal many bad things to do to his brother. He scheduled to drop a bucket on his head that was full of bricks, but he agreed against it, for it was too much like a game. He instead thought of injuring him while he was sleeping. While Henry was napping, he injured himself in the throat. He then proceeded into making the killing look like Henry killed himself. That he did. He placed his arms to make it look as if he injured himself in the throat. He then closes his eyes. The next morning Richard was awakened to the sound of his mom screaming. He smiled. He knew that he would shortly become the king. He realized that his mother would think Henry murdered himself. Richard realized that he would one day be the king of the world. He thought this, but he didn't overthrow the world. He only became king of the state. The moral of the story The Cruel King is that greed is evil and that people should not act wrongly towards others for their own benefit.